Welcome to Flow of Miracles month energy reading for March. And we're moving away from the Eight of Wands reversed towards the Seven of Discs. That means we're leaving behind this fiery go, go, go energy and going back to more grounded energy for ourselves. The Seven of Discs is called a failure, and the card itself looks quite gray. So often people are not very enthusiastic when they see this kind of energy. But like all energies, it has good and bad sides, and we can work with it in ways that turn failure back into success. It's important to understand that when we have disc energy, it's so important to stay grounded. It's so important to understand that not all days can be high energy days. Sometimes we need more nourishment, sometimes we need more nurturing. Sometimes we really need to look at our lives while we're standing still and reflecting. So let's talk about the do's this month. The do's are evaluation, habits, and long term. So it's very important this month to evaluate, especially with the go, go, go energy that we just had, what you have done, what you have accomplished, what works for you, and what doesn't. This kind of more quiet energy really helps us to do a correct and slow evaluation. And that means that this deep dive will give us the kind of knowledge we need to build a strong foundation. And that is also what's important for our second do, habits. Often we get into habits quite quickly and it becomes so normalized that we even forget why we do certain things. So we are being asked this month to look at our habits, to check if they're healthy, if they're still worthwhile, if they still work for us, or if we need to release them and change them into something else, or even have to do something completely different. And it is sometimes quite hard to break a habit because people feel like I've always done it this way. This is what I'm used to. And it does take a certain mindfulness when we choose to break habits. But when we choose to do so in a mindful and aware way, it's often easier than we thought. That is because we actually seen what a habit gives us. And if that is not enough, it becomes a kind of clarion bell reminding us that this is something that needs to be changed. And last but not least, it is important to have some long term goals and to look at your long term direction. Are you still happy with your work? Are you happy with your health? Are you moving this year in ways that you want to move? Or is there some other things necessary that you have not been able to accomplish? When we look long term, we actually look at how sustainable some things are and if we are actually moving in the right direction. So, now, of course, let's talk about the don'ts. Don't have unwise investments, don't move into any type of neglect, and don't only look at things in a cursory way. When we are reflecting, when we're evaluating, when the seven of discs is there and we're working in a material plane, that means that we often get opportunities to invest our time, our energy, our money, and we should really check for sure that those investments actually fit what we want. It's so tempting sometimes to think of having a money tree and having things actually move forward, but we really need to evaluate again if these kind of investments work for us. And we need to see what we've been neglecting. With the seven of this there, it can be quite simple to forget some of the things that we should be doing because they're boring, because they're long term, because they don't actually give this thrill of success. And instead, we need to do the hard work. So take a good look at what you've been neglecting, especially if it's your health, because that is going to cause problems in the future. And of course, to actually truly evaluate these things, make sure you take a deeper look. Really don't make any decisions with just a cursory look this month because it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. I wish you all a wonderful month, and I hope to see you at the events that I'm hosting this month, or maybe for a private session. And don't forget, there's also the growth boost available until the end of the month.